if you stand perfectly still in the heart of an old American city, maybe on a cobblestone street in Philadelphia, a misty square in Savannah, or under the terracotta giants of Chicago, you can hear it. It's not a sound for your ears, but a feeling in your soul. It's the language of architecture. We usually see buildings as just backdrops to our lives, made of brick, mortar, and steel. But that's not the whole story. Buildings aren't silent. They are the most talkative historians we have. Every cornerstone is a sentence. Every gargoyle, a punctuation mark. From the simple colonial hearths to the ambitious Art Deco skyscrapers, American architecture is a frozen story of hope, greed, revolution, and faith. To decode this language is to uncover the forgotten lives that shaped our nation. Today, we're not just looking at buildings, we're listening to them. We're unearthing the architectural whispers of America. Our journey begins not with palaces, but with survival. In the 17th and 18th centuries, the architecture of the New World was about memory and necessity. Walk through Boston or Williamsburg. The homes are stoic and symmetrical. This wasn't just about a lack of resources. It was a moral choice. The Puritans believed excess was a sin. Their buildings spoke of virtue. The massive central chimney was the heart of the home, whispering of warmth in a harsh winter. It said, "Here, we survive together." But as the colonies moved toward revolution, the architecture changed. We entered the federal style. Look at the fanlights above the doors in Philadelphia, like rising suns. After the War of Independence, these weren't just windows. They were political statements. They whispered of the dawn of a new republic. The white pillars weren't just for support. They shouted to the monarchies of Europe, "We are the new Rome. We are democracy." Now, let's jump to the late 19th century. The Civil War is over, and the Industrial Revolution has created unbelievable wealth. The language of architecture shifts from virtue to opulence. Visit the mansions of Newport or New York's Upper East Side. These buildings are loud. They scream of money and power, draped in Italian marble and French tapestries. But the real secrets aren't in the ballrooms. They're in the walls. If you study the floor plans, you'll find the architectural whisper of invisibility. These houses had two circulatory systems. There were grand staircases for the family, and then, hidden behind panels, were narrow, dark servant stairs. The architecture was designed to make the labor that powered these homes invisible. The building itself enforced a strict social hierarchy. As the 20th century dawned, America ran out of land and started building up. In Chicago and New York, a new language was born. The skyscraper. But these weren't just office buildings. They were temples. The Woolworth Building was even called the Cathedral of Commerce. Why put gargoyles 50 stories high where no one can see them? It was the whisper of divinity. Architects were trying to sanctify capitalism, saying that business was a holy pursuit. Then came Art Deco. The Chrysler Building, the Empire State Building. The language changed to speed, future, progress. The stainless steel eagles on the Chrysler Building are replicas of car hood ornaments. The spire looks like a radiator grill. These optimistic rockets masked the struggles of the Great Depression with a facade of gleaming chrome. We must also turn our gaze south to hear a more painful whisper. The antebellum plantation homes, with their Greek revival columns, look like temples of gentility. But this beauty hides a foundation of brutality. To hear the truth, we look past the big house to the slave quarters. Archaeologists have found African spatial patterns, hidden here-gathering spots, and hidden cellars. This is the whisper of resistance, a secret language of culture and survival, right in front of the master's eyes. After World War II, the world wanted truth and lightness. Enter Mid-Century Modernism. The walls disappeared, replaced by glass. Buildings like the Seagram Building had nothing to hide. This whisper is complex. It speaks of democracy and openness, but also of a loss of privacy. In the suburbs, the open floor plan of the split-level ranch house engineered a new, more connected American family. Finally, we walk through the Rust Belt. Huge brick factories stand like skeletons. For decades, they were eyesores. But listen, the massive windows whispered of a time before electricity. The thick floors speak of the sheer physical weight of the industrial age. Today, as they're converted into lofts and coffee shops, they become a palette. Traces of the old remain. The ghost signs on the walls whisper of a time when America made things with its hands. We crave this authenticity. The scars on the floor where a worker dropped a hammer in 1920. Architecture is the longest-lasting art form. It stands through rain and sun, witnessing generations. When we decipher the secret language, we realize we're not just looking at history, we're looking in a mirror. The next time you walk past an old building, stop. Look for the hidden door. Listen. The builders are gone. The architects are dust. But the whispers remain, waiting for someone to hear them. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like and subscribe.